A little rising moment from my kitchen. Come share it with me. It's a really kind of ugly rainy day today. I just came back from a trip and I want to make a soup. I always want to make soup when it's raining. So I decided I'm gonna make mushroom soup. Um, there's no recipe. I'm just going to throw some things together. I'm gonna show you what that is and I'll show you the process. I'm gonna use two 8-ounce containers of baby bellas. You can use white button mushrooms or any mix of mushrooms. I'm gonna do 3 stalks of celery, 2 carrots, about half an onion, 3 or 4 cloves of garlic. I'm gonna need butter. I'm gonna use better than bouillon. You can make your stock or use any kind of stock. This is chicken, roasted chicken flavor. You're gonna need some heavy whipping cream at the end and just any kind of noodles I like. I'm gonna use those thin noodles. They are like egg noodles, but they're very thin. And I'm gonna show you the process. The only other thing I don't have here is parsley, and I have some frozen parsley I'm gonna add at the end of the cooking. So I'm gonna start by cleaning and slicing my mushrooms and chopping my onions, and I'm gonna cook them in a frying pan with some butter. And the next I'm gonna peel and chop this and this, carrots and celery and garlic, and I'm gonna cook them in a little bit of butter in a like a soup pot. I have chopped my ingredients so I can just go ahead and start cooking it. I think I'm gonna put mushrooms in the frying pan with butter separate, and then I'm gonna put my onions into the soup pot and cook it with a little bit of butter and olive oil, and then add my celery and carrots, add my garlic later, and then when my mushrooms are cooked, I'm gonna add them to the soup pot with these. I have 4 cups of better than bouillon stock, and I'm gonna see if that's enough. I might add some more, and I'm gonna add some black pepper. So here I got my onions cooking, lower it a little bit, and here are my mushrooms. The reason I'm cooking them separate is because I like to get a good color on the mushrooms and kind of cook them. If you dump it all together, they will steam more. And this is 2 8-ounce containers of mushrooms. You can make it with just 8 ounces. I just like a lot of mushrooms. And both of those pans had a little bit of olive oil and like 1 tablespoon of butter in each. I have added celery and carrots to my pot with the onions, and I'm gonna saute this for a little bit. My mushrooms are releasing all the juices. I am gonna cook it long enough till all this water is evaporated and they're gonna get some color on. I'm probably gonna add a little bit of salt in here, but not much because the stock already has salt. My mushrooms are getting there. The water evaporated. I'm just gonna brown them a little bit. I added some black pepper in here, and I'm gonna add some cayenne pepper because why not? I just like to incorporate it into everything, and I like a little spice. To this onion, celery and carrot mixture, I'm gonna add 4 cloves of chopped garlic. If you don't like too much garlic, 1 would be enough. You can omit it. I just like garlic. I added my 4 cups of roasted chicken bouillon in there. I'm probably gonna add 2 more cups of water when I add the mushrooms. You can make it vegetarian, of course, but swapping the stock for vegetarian stock. You can also not use the cream and use whatever substitute you use to make it creamy. I added my mushrooms and I deglazed the pan with like 2 cups of water, and I added it here. So now I'm going to bring it to a boil and taste it, make sure I have enough seasoning, and then I'm going to boil it probably for 10-15 minutes, make sure the carrots are cooked. And in the meantime, I'm going to boil some water to cook my noodles. My water is boiling. I'm gonna cook about this much of those little egg noodles. I think it makes a lot. I'm not sure. I cook it separate, but for my leftovers, I'm probably just gonna put the rest of those noodles in the soup and reheat it together. But that's how we usually cook it. This will cook probably about 4 minutes. That's all. It's very quick. My noodles are done cooking. I don't know how many servings I get out of it. I can always cook some more noodles, maybe different shapes, when I'm reheating my soup. And here I added like a big handful of parsley that I had in the freezer. Parsley goes well with mushrooms, and of course adding color, it's always wonderful. So I'm going to show you how it looks when I plate it. I'm going to show you, I'm using about this much of the little noodles. I think it's going to have 2 servings. So I'm going to pack lunch for work for tomorrow and then cook more pasta for extra servings later on. So I almost forgot about adding a little bit of heavy cream. You can eat it like this. I actually just made my plate and I added like a teaspoon of heavy cream into it, but I'm gonna add some here and let you see what it looks like. So I added 1/3 of a cup for this whole pot. There's like 6 cups of liquid plus all the ingredients, and that's enough to make it a little creamy. I don't need any more. And I'm gonna show you what it looks like on the plate. I'm gonna actually just simmer it another couple minutes to kind of heat up the cream. So here's my plate. I added some black pepper and, like I said, a little bit of cream since I already made my plate without adding the cream to the soup. And I'm gonna sit down and enjoy it. I hope this little moment brought you joy. Until the next one.